Hello students, my name is Ms. Ray and I teach English. In this video, we're covering the 2025 S.E.A. English Language Arts paper, Section 1. As you know, Section 1 covers Task 1, Spelling, Task 2, Capitalization and Punctuation, and Task 3, Grammar. If you did the 2025 exam and you want to check to see if your answers were correct, this is the video for you. But if you're doing the 2026 or even the 2027 examination and you think you might be ready, come and check out this paper to see if you can really handle the S.E.A. heat. Let's go. So, the first task, as you know, is the spelling task. And for this task, you get 6 lines of text. You have to identify 6 errors, but you also have to make corrections for those 6 errors. So you can't just spot the errors and move on to get the full marks. You must write the correct spelling of the word as well. In order to do well on this section and every section or every task in section 1, you need to read from the beginning all the way down to the end of the passage so that you have an idea of the context of the passage, so that you understand what words should and could have been used. You understand the punctuation and how it communicates the message. You understand the capital letters as well as the appropriate grammar in the passage. So we're going to take this approach for each of the following tasks, tasks 1, 2, and 3. Conservation was the exciting theme chosen by our science teacher for the competition. We were quizzed on different ways to protect and preserve our environment. Recycling resources was another feature of this contest. We attempted to create an innovative, useful machine and achieved our desired goal. In the end, the irresistible, enormous golden trophy belonged to our school. I'm sure you see the errors. Let's go line by line. In line 1, the word exciting is incorrectly spelt, and it should be spelled like this. E-X-C-I-T-I-N-G, exciting. In line 2, the incorrectly spelt word is competition, and it should be competition. C-O-M-P-T-I-T-I-O-N, competition. In line 3, the error is recycling. Recycling, there's no S in recycling, so it should be spelled R-E-C-Y-C-L-I-N-G, recycling. In line 4, the error is the word attempted, and attempted should be spelled A-T-T-E-M-P-T-E-D, attempted. In line 5, the incorrectly spelled word is the word achieved, and achieve should be spelled A-C-H-I-E-V-E-D. Now, many of you would say that this is always going to be the rule. It's always I before E except after C. But there's a word in this passage right in front of your eyes that's breaking the rule. Write in the comments down below if you see the rule breaker. And this is why we must know how to spell each word, because sometimes words decide that they're going to break all the rules. Comment down below if you see the one that's breaking the I before E, except after C rule. And the final line of the passage, the error is irresistible. And irresistible should be spelled I-R-R-E-S-I-S-T-I-B-L-E. In task 2, which is punctuation and capitalization, we're going to read from the beginning to the end. This will help us get a context for each of the concepts or ideas in each line. On Monday, Mrs. Jones presented a class project for the monthly test. Our group was assigned 4 students, Jenny, Ravi, Jaden, and Chen. We had to read the famous novel Alice in Wonderland and prepare a skit on our favorite scene. How exciting! We were thrilled to perform for our friends. Wouldn't you have loved working on this fun activity? In line 1, just as we use capital M for Mrs. and capital J for Jones, what letter should we replace there? Well, of course, you've known this since first year. Capital M for days of the week like Monday. In line 2, there's a concept being communicated. A list is being introduced. And because this list is being introduced after an independent clause, we're going to use a colon to introduce the list after the word students. So the list would now read Jenny, Ravi, Jaden, and Chen. But something is wrong in line 3. If we have a list of students and we have 4 of them, we should be separating the list using the comma. That's right. So we're going to put a comma after Ravi. In line 4, they're telling us what's the name of the famous novel. And they've opened the title. They've used the quotation marks at the beginning of the title. And therefore, quotation marks need to also be used at the end. That's right. So, Wonderland, close quotation marks. Now, if I tell you that it's exciting and I tell you that we were thrilled, shouldn't I be using a punctuation mark that communicates my excitement, especially because the sentence, we were thrilled to perform for our friends, is a complete sentence starting with a capital W and ending with the full stop? So there's our second to last error. We should use the exclamation mark after exciting because it is a closing punctuation mark. And the final error in this passage is we need to put an apostrophe between the N and the T in wouldn't because it's the contracted form of the words would you not have loved. So wouldn't with an apostrophe between the N and the T. And now we go to task number 3. And as you know, for the grammar task, there's a grammar error in each of the lines, and you have to find the error and you have to make the correction. Okay, so let's go. Draw a circle around the error and write the correct form of the word in the box provided. When we arrive at the mall, we noticed long winding lines at the food court. The variety of food were appealing to both vegetarians and meat lovers. Anne was the happier in the group when she saw the wide selection for vegetarian foods. She eagerly sampled many delicious fruits and vegetables. She loved pumpkin and could not eat it due to her allergies. Okay. Now, one of the things we notice is that this is a situation or this is a story that happened in the past. All of these events happened in the past. And that helps us to recognize error number 1. In line 1, the first verb that is used should be written in the past tense. So the verb should be arrived. When we arrived at the mall, we noticed long winding lines at the food court. So that clears sentence number 1. In sentence 2, we say the variety of food were appealing. Now, the idea of the variety is a singular concept. It's only one set of variety. All right. So the variety of food should take the singular form of the verb, and therefore we need to change word to was appealing to both vegetarians and meat lovers. In line 3, they say Anne was the happier in the group. But we know that if we're comparing Anne to someone else, then it would be correct to say Anne was happier than maybe Sally or maybe Laura. But in this case, we know it's a group of more than just Anne and one other person. Therefore, we need to use the superlative form of the adjective, and happier should be changed to happiest. She was the happiest in the group when she saw the wide selection for vegetarian foods. Is the selection for the foods or is the selection for Anne? And therefore, if the selection is for Anne and for all of the other children, the word we should change for to is the wide selection of vegetarian foods. She eagerly sampled many delicious fruits and vegetables. This means that Anne went around and she tasted some of the fruit from this stall and some of the fruit from that stall. Now, the thing is, the word eager is describing or modifying the way that Anne did this. She didn't do it in a dreadful way. She didn't do it in a sad way. She didn't do it in a mournful way. She did it eagerly. So we need to change eager to the adverb eagerly. And finally, last sentence. She loved pumpkin and could not eat it due to her allergies. Now, if Anne is very excited about these things that she's going to eat, and she's seeing pumpkin and cannot eat it, those are ideas that are contrasting. Those ideas are not flowing in the same direction. We're saying Anne loves this thing, and of course, we know that she would want to sample it. However, she cannot sample it because of her allergies. Therefore, the conjunction needs to change. And the conjunction that would tell us that while Anne loves the pumpkin, she could not eat it due to her allergies. To bring those two ideas together, the conjunction that we need must show a little bit of difference, not similarity. And the conjunction to do that is the one that starts with the letter B. It's the conjunction but. How did you do, students? Hopefully you got 6 out of 6 in this one as well. So I'm very, very proud of you. And I am looking forward to seeing you in the next video, because guess what? This was just task 1, 2, and 3. We have tasks 4, 5, and 6 to cover. In the upcoming videos this week, I'm going to share with you suggested responses for the comprehension sections of the 2025 S.E.A. E.L.A. paper. My name is Miss Ray. Thank you so much for joining me. All the best in your learning journey. Why not join us? Join us for part of our learning journey. Become a part of the team. Get stronger in your ELA skills. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.